Yaba pina monate ya hulu pina ya Jeffrey Osborne ha bina are getting better all the time. Ili labo bedi bekeng metutungina emashome mararu kamera hora ina ya bobedi ya. Kite wena retabe re buisana ka jeno ho ithute moreki re buisana jwalo le Liezel Ras ho tswa ka mona ka lefapheng la matlo. Mo mamedi ntwe bohlokwa ho e re lokela hore re etse. Re lokela ko re tle re rute mo mamedi lapeng hore mo mamedi ithute hore tsebo e bete ha hona ntho e hlolang tsebo. Knowledge is power. Le rentse bonnete ba hore ka jeno re tle re bitse Liezel Ras re buisane le ena he atle a re fe ditaba tsa re tshwaretseng tsona. Dula ntse mametse la ka lebitso Taahir Nixon Theletsane re mokgatlelong wa ho tetela wa lenano leo le ratang haholo. Jwale ha ke kena ditabeng mona Liezel, I need to give you an opportunity to create a listener before we can go and talk about these things that we really need to talk about. It's very, very important, like we were saying off air now, that we need to equip our people. You've been in the business for the past 17 years. You've been assisting clients. That's very important. So your knowledge is valuable. Welcome, Liezel. It's good to have you here today, especially on this show, Leretjhabetse, that you'll be teaching our people a little bit more about what are their priorities, especially when we talk about the property. Now, let's talk about how does the banks assess the home loan, what they look for.
Good afternoon, all. So I think let's start off by a lot of clients always asks, who can own a home in South Africa? And I think that's the first point that we need to address, is that any person who is employed and receiving a salary with a payslip into a bank account, whether it starts at 3,500 Rand, can own a home. So when it comes to home loans, the banks assesses a client on their. In the old, there was a saying, you need to have debt to be able to make debt. So when a client wants to apply for a home loan, I always explain to my clients, it's like applying for a job interview. Do I have a previous employer that I can phone to say, Liezel was a good worker, she came to work every day and we can rely on her? Or would the previous employer say, out of the last 3 months, she didn't pitch for work 7 days, she came late every day? That's the reference I'm giving. So when a bank assesses a client for a home loan, they go and check how the client has been conducting their existing debt. So yes, you need to make debt to be able to build up a credit score. But it's very important to understand that there's good debt and there is bad debt. But the way you conduct any kind of debt is the most important thing, and that is the thing that builds up your credit score, and the way you've conducted your debt is the way the bank assesses you as a client to see how you will pay your home loan. So when it comes to a newbie, a fresh out client starting new employment, we need to bear into consideration what kind of debt is going to build up a good credit score for me.
Beautiful.
Now, unfortunately, when a client approaches a bank, they deal with a banker. A banker looks after the bank. So they are going to sell a product to you as the client that's going to benefit the bank and the banker's target. And that will most likely be a personal loan. Why? Because a personal loan is the highest form of debt with regards to interest rate, which means it's the most expensive debt which the bank makes the most money out of. But it's not good debt to build up a credit score. A clothing account, a credit card, those things, accounts that you open where you've got a credit facility, you as the client stipulate the date that you need to make payment by, and you have to make payment every month. That is how you build up a good credit score. So every month you make payment on your Edgar's account of 135 Rand, for instance, on the date that you need to pay by, your credit score will increase. Okay. A credit card is a good product Depending on from institution to institution, there's certain months that it's interest-free and it's a cheaper rate as a personal loan. That is also a facility given to a client that if 1 month I go over budget and I use my credit card, I pay it off. It's not like a personal loan that I get a lump sum of 30,000, for instance, that I need to pay over 5 years, and I'm not taking recognition for that 30,000. Came in easy, goes out quickly. So a personal loan is seen as high-risk unsecured debt. So when you, as clients or customers, want to start building up a good credit score, open a clothing account or try and get a credit card. Personal loans are a no. Stay away from it. And then once you have made the debt, make sure you pay the installment when you need to. If you stipulated to Edgar's, I'm going to pay on the 25th, and you only pay on the 30th, ITC, which is the report that the bank uses to track clients' credit score, Experian and TransUnion, they update once a month. If you didn't pay your account on the 25th and you only pay it on the 27th, there's no option for late payment. It drops your credit score. If you have to pay 245 Rand 80 cents, but you only pay 240 Rand, it's going to show that the account is in arrears. There's no option for short payment of 5 Rand something. So you need to make sure when you make debt to pay it at the correct times. And if you let the debt go off on a debit order on your bank account, to make sure you leave sufficient funds in your bank account at all times for the debit orders to go off. Because as soon as a debit order bounces on your account, do you think the bank is going to give you a home loan or new debt if you're not paying your existing debt? No, they're not going to. So building up a good credit score is by starting small within your budget, but making debt to prove to the bank you can pay debt.
Liezel, you say we need a debt to get a debt. So how long will it take? Maybe if you open an account, clothing, or you start with your credit card, how long does it normally take before the bank can say, now we can see that you can actually manage your debts?
Okay, so that question, every client is different. Every client's portfolio is different. Every client's track record of employment is different. And every client has been holding a bank account for a different time. So I could, for instance, be employed for only 6 months, but I've got a degree and I'm with a reputable company. That client might immediately qualify for a home loan. Why? Because his risk is low. He's got a degree, he's employed with a stable company, the affordability is there. Another client can start with no qualification at a smaller company and no debt, and that might take much longer. But each client is different. So that is where I come in as the home loan consultant, is to start you out by doing a pre-qualification for a client. And according to the outcome of the client's ITC results at the moment, we can take the individual and coach them what to do to build up a credit score. And certain clients will come back in 6 months and have done what we've done and will have a good credit score and will qualify. Other clients make the debt, they don't pay the debt, and it's going to take them 2 years. It's each client's responsibility to take actions for their debts and pay that. But the sooner you start, the better. You can build up a track record in 6 months.
In 6 months.
In 6 months.
Beautiful.
But it depends from client to client.
Client's profile.
Yes.
And portfolio.
Yes.
The other thing that is also important, Liezel, that I need to ask you for on behalf of the client. Normally, somebody would say, if you fail to pay in the next 4 months, what happens to the bond? If you're now being approved, you only pay 3 months. On the 4th month, you can't pay.
Okay. So with any kind of debt, it is ideal for once you see you're going to land up in financial trouble. With any debt, it's the best to approach the creditor. Because our situations change. approach the bank through a branch, speak to a home loan consultant and say, listen, I've lost my job. I don't have a job. I can't pay my home loan. Once I get a new job, I'll come back to you. And the bank will assist you to give you the best advice, also according to your profile. Because if the bond's only 4 months old, I mean, for the bank, it's bad because they're going to need to recover their installment or their initial investment. So make arrangements with your bank. Speak to them. In a lot of cases, if your bond was initially over a 20-year term and you know you've got a new job starting in January, they can make arrangements to extend the term for you to repay the shortfall if there's going to be, or repay those skip payments. But the worst thing to do is just to stop paying and not worry about it. Because at the end of the day, the bank will come after their investment and that will be your asset, which will be your home. And then there is a legal process that can start if you fail to keep on paying.
Thank you very much. We need to go to a short break. When we come back, we will conclude, but it's very important what we have now. Let me give a highlight on what we've been talking about. Mamedi metsotso e mashome a mabedi re tloa mabenkeleng empa seo re ne re se bua le Liezel a re hore o be le sekoloto o hloka hore o tle o etse sekoloto ka bula mohlomong clothing account ena diaparo dishopong tsena tsa di-fashion shopo tsena tse fapafapaneng kapa o ka ba wa bula credit card ke mo o tla lokelwang empa ntho e bohlokwa haholo eo a buleng ka nwa mamedi o lokela gore o tle o hopole ho patala ka nako ha o itse di-25 o lokela gore o tle o patala wa patala ka di-26 27 ke mo lahlelwang he ke credit score sa hao se a theoha ke ka o ha o ntse o applyela ntlo ba ntse ba re decline o ipotsa ba ne nna ke decline kapo ke low wena ka nna ka decline ha o thu nna ke a kena ntlong ena o ntse to decline ke dintho tse nyane mo mamedi tse le re ha rena tsebo ya tsone ke ka hore reng re lokela gore ithute moreki re tlise batho ba tla buisana le lona hore ba tle ba lefetsebo re tla tswela pele hang fela ha re tswa mona ntho engwe hapa e buileng ka yona o buile ka low risk mosebetsi o sebetsang le thuto o nang le yona qualification tsona le tsona ke tsona hape tse o behang pele kapo morao ke tse ditsa dintho tse ne re bua ka tsona le Liezel e re mabenkeleng ha re tswa fela mabenkeleng re tla tswela pele he metsotso e mmedi e meraro e be re a qeta le Liezel re a leboha haholo wena Nico o re tsa mosebetsi o motla haholo hore ithute moreki momamedi a tla ithute mabenkeleng no ke TNT Taahir Nixon Theletsane ke dutse le Liezel o tswa ka mona ka ditabeng tsa matlo momamedi wa tseba tsebo ke ntho engwe kgolo haholo Liezel off air we were talking about this very very important thing about subsidy. I never knew anything about it. Can you take us through there?
Okay, so there's a government subsidy out there. It was previously called FLIS. It's now FHF, First Home Finance. So it's basically a fund that government has to assist people that is a South African ID holder above the age of 18 that lives in South Africa, has a financial dependent residing with them, is a first-time home buyer, and has never benefited from a government scheme, the RDP or the Rapid Land Release, and earning an income between 3.5 and 22,000. They qualify for a subsidy from government on when you're earning 3.5, 169,000. If you're earning 22,000, up to 39,000. Now, those subsidies can be used to assist you to pay towards the deposit of the purchase of vacant land or a flat or a house, and also can be split up. Let's say, for instance, a client qualifies for 128,000 on the government subsidy. They qualify for a bond of 200. Then we can allocate 40,000 of the 128 for the attorney fees to transfer and register the bond. And the rest can be added above the 200,000 that you qualify for, which means you can now purchase for 280,000. And you'll have money for the attorney fees.
So now, in case you've done everything, you haven't claimed that, can you claim it and put the 160 as a capital reduction on your bond?
Yes. So the government subsidy, the funds will always only, if you split it up to go to the attorneys, they will pay the attorneys, or if it goes towards a deposit, it will also go towards the deposit. You will never receive the money in cash. If you do meet the criteria as mentioned, and you can also go onto their website to double check the criteria, and if you've purchased the property in the last 18 months, you can still go back and claim your subsidy. So if you've purchased a property in the last 18 months and you meet the criteria, make contact to see if you can claim the subsidy.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Liezel. Next time maybe we will expand more on questions and answers. When people are asking questions, we will be able to give them answers. For now, I think because of time, I will have to let you go. But thank you very much for the knowledge that you brought on the station.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Looking forward to the next time.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Ke mo re felang teng he Liezel. Mo mabe ne ke sa tsebe ka subsidy. Wa tseba ntse re re mmuso o re thusa. Oh. Ho sa tsebe ne ke nana mmuso o re thusa. Re ke mo ntsha ka pine monate haholo ya Tony Michael Jackson are Dirty Diana. That's your favorite.